Chaps and chapettes, just got in the shower, of course. Your boy's feeling that fresh vibe. It's time to get into this video. We're showing you the best tips on how to beat the tryhards.
You look says.
So the first tip is something that you might expect an actual Premier League team to do in a real game, is have a look at the formation, you know, what are you up against and how you can counter that. For example, Jose Mourinho will have a look at the opposition, you'll think, is there a significant threat? And based on that threat, he's obviously going to go and counter it with something. So for example, he might stick Nemanja Matic to mark someone like Ozil as a creative threat. So what you want to do at the start of the game, go onto the opposition, have a look at what formation they're playing, you know, are they going to play it out wide, are they going to play it quite central? And then you can even change your custom tactics, you know, narrow your defense or whatever it might be based on what they've got. Alright, so the second tip is LB dribbling. So this is kind of a new LTRT dribbling. And I don't mean the fact that it actually does what LTRT dribbling does, because that's still in play, it just isn't as effective. But at LB dribbling, because of a new patch especially, normal dribbling is very sort of slow, heavy touches, and you're going to get tackled quite easily. But LB dribbling, you can turn really fast. Holding down LB or L1 whilst you're dribbling, it's going to give you increased kind of response time on turning and stuff like that. And it enables you to get away from your opponent and get those little 1-2s going, because at the end of the day, that's what's going to get the goals. That's what's going to roast your opponent and then get those rage quits. And then make them press the Xbox button without intending to and quit the game. That's salt. Trust me when I say that is going to get the salt pumping. So the third one might be quite obvious, but it's be unpredictable. You have to realise that if you're being tackled a lot or your passes are getting intercepted, maybe you're only playing like a certain way. Maybe you're playing it quite direct, or maybe you're just doing a lot of sideways passes, playing it quite slowly, or whatever it might be. So try and maybe do some skills in between, you know, ball rolls, bit of body feints. If you don't already know, you know, learn that stuff. Get that stuff down in pen and paper, you know. You need to be doing your revision. You need to be doing your FUT Champions revision. Learn some of the skill moves perhaps. Do some ball rolls, stuff like that. And then maybe even do a method where you're switching up what you're doing every 20 minutes. The first 20 minutes, maybe every time you go down the line, you decide to cut in and then cut back out. And then after that, perhaps you don't cut in at all. You just run down the line and cross it in or whatever it might be. Just make it so that your opponent is a little bit scared of you, and that's going to make him nervous and start playing worse.
What you saying, dude?
I just like this.
Whew, he's starting to get rude.
Is don't do many crosses into the box, because basically crossing, for the most part, it doesn't have a good probability of ending up as a goal. And if anything, it's just going to lead to a counter-attack, because you have to think, although real football, you'll see a lot of crossing, this isn't real football, and it's far from it. And the sooner you learn that, the better, really. Because build-up plays faster, skills are faster, dribbling's faster, everything is faster. Defending isn't as effective as it is in real life. Because at the end of the day, it's only a 12-minute match in comparison to 90 minutes. So it has to be a sped-up version of the game. So you think if you're crossing it in all the time, your opponent's going to get the ball and they're going to go up the pitch in about 2 seconds. And also, you'll be committing a lot of your players forward. So ultimately, if you are going to cross it, I would recommend trying to make sure you can definitely get something out of it. In other words, maybe cutting inside, knowing that you're going to pick someone out and do a driven pass across. Or if there is someone completely free at the back post or whatever, then do pick him out. But just don't do it too often, because you will be punished. That's the thing, we all love that Mandzukic vibe. That Olivier, I was going to say Olivier Giroud vibe, but, you know, he's gone. He's left Arsenal. So one of the best ways, I think, to score a goal from build-up play, which I feel like not many people really put this into practice, but your left back and right back are going to cause the overloads in midfield, because your opponent, if he's a bit too aggressive, he's going to run across his centre mid, say he's in a 4-1-2-1-2, he's going to run across his centre mids or maybe his CDMs to your right back or left back. And then you've got a whole bunch of free space in the middle where you can do triangle passing. So try and do 1-2 passes as well as triangle passes to get forward your left back and right back, and ultimately create the space in which the midfield can just run free. It's a hell of a time once you get that midfield freed up, and then you can pass it through to the striker or strikers. So there you have it, chaps and chapettes. These have been my top 5 tips. Make sure to leave a like if you want to see more of this type of stuff. Subscribe if you're new around here, and I'll see you, chaps and chapettes, on the next Mbirchy episode. My, trust. Top 5 tippity tips. I bet you all think you could be pros now. You got to get a pay to win team first. My EA. Don't we just love you?
You look says.